Dear students, in this session we'll learn about continuity equation and its uses. Continuity equation in three dimensions. Continuity equation can be derived from law of conservation of mass. Consider a small fluid element of dimensions dx, dy and dz in x, y and z directions respectively, and UVW are the velocity components in x, y and z directions respectively. Now from mass, before going for mass balance, let us consider the mass flow rate from the left hand side, that is from the face ABCD, for which the area will be equal to dy multiplied by dz. That is the area of ABCD. Now we will find out what is the mass of fluid entering the element through the face ABCD per second. That is mass per second, kg per second. This should be equal to density of the fluid multiplied by velocity in the direction, that is u, and area of the face ABCD. U is the velocity component in x direction, area is dy multiplied by dz, rho is the density of the fluid. Similarly, mass of the fluid leaving the element through the face EFGH on the right hand side per second is equal to rho u multiplied by dy by dz plus dou of this term, that is rho u into dy by dz divided by dou x multiplied by dx. So the second term here gives the incremental value of mass of fluid leaving the face EFGH per second. So it is like differential of mx with respect to x is mx plus dou mx divided by dou x plus into dx. Dx is the position change or the dimension in the x direction, that is the dimension of the element in x direction. Now if you want to find out what is the gain of mass in x direction because of this flow, then you must have this difference, that is mass of fluid entering the element through ABCD per second minus mass of fluid leaving the element through the face EFGH per second. If you substitute the expressions, that will result in minus dou rho u by dou x multiplied by dx dy dz. Dx, dy and dz for a cuboidal element will have, or a parallelepiped element will have the same units as that of volume, that is nothing but volume of the parallelepiped element here. Similarly, we can find out the gain of mass due to flow of fluid in y direction and also for z direction. You can observe closely. For y direction it is minus dou rho v by dou y into dx dy dz, and for z direction it is gain of mass due to flow of fluid in z direction is equal to minus dou rho w by rho dou z dx dy dz. So if you want the total gain of mass due to flow in all directions, you just have to sum them all up, that is minus of dou rho u by dou x plus dou rho v by dou y plus dou rho w divided by dou z multiplied by dx dy dz. Now using the principle of conservation of mass, the mass balance for the given condition is that total gain of mass due to flow of fluid through all the phases should be equal to rate of increase of mass of fluid in the element per unit time. The left hand side is already expressed in the previous slide. The right hand side is nothing but the rate of change of mass, rate of increase of mass within the element per unit time. Mass by its definition, it is density multiplied by volume. Since the density can be taken as a rho, volume is dx, dy and dz product for the given element, which since the constant value of dx, dy and dz can be taken out, so the rate of increase of mass is dou rho by dou t into dx, dy, dz. Having these left hand side and right hand side equation substituted and simplified by dividing the equation by dx, dy, dz, we'll end up with continuity equation in 3 dimensions, which is applicable to unsteady compressible flow. That is dou rho u by dou x plus dou rho v by dou y plus dou rho w by dou z plus dou rho divided by dou t is equal to 0. For any flow field to be possible, given values or variation of u, v and w as a function of x, y, z and t, the flow is possible only when u, v and w, the velocity components, which satisfy this continuity equation. Different variations or variants of this continuity equation. From the 3-dimensional continuity equation for unsteady compressible flow, if the flow is assumed to be steady, then there is no change in property with respect to time. So dou rho divided by dou t is equal to 0. The equation reduces to dou rho u by dou x plus dou rho v by dou y plus dou rho w by dou z is equal to 0. If the fluid flow is steady and incompressible, then we have rho, which is constant, taken out from all the partial derivatives, and it can be equated to 0. Since that cannot be equated to 0, so we can have dou rho u by dou x plus dou v by dou y plus dou w by dou z is equal to 0. If this fluid flow is 2-dimensional, then the third component w is equal to 0. Therefore, this equation reduces to dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y is equal to 0. And further, for 1-dimensional, we can have dou v by dou x is equal to 0. Continuity equation in 1 dimension. We have already derived this expression for continuity equation in 3 dimensions for unsteady and compressible flow. If it is only 1-dimensional unsteady compressible flow, then u is a function of x and t, and the velocity components u and v and w are equal to 0. The equation reduces to dou rho u by dou x plus dou rho by dou t is equal to 0. If the flow is assumed to be steady and compressible, then dou rho by dou t is equal to 0. The equation reduces to dou rho u by dou x is equal to 0. And if you consider 1-dimensional flow to be steady and also incompressible, rho is constant, you can take out the rho. Since rho cannot be equal to 0, we have dou u by dou x is equal to 0. For all these equations must be satisfied for a possible case of fluid flow. 1-dimensional continuity equation gives us the expressions for flow rates. Consider a flow through stream tube between section 11 and 22 as shown in the picture. the inlet is shown smaller than the outlet. So that is the section 1 inlet, section 2 outlet. Rho is the density of the fluid which is entering the section 1 A is the area of section 1 V is the velocity at section 1 and the incremental values at section 2 are rho plus d rho, A plus dA, V plus dV. Now mass of the fluid entering the stream tube at section 1 can be found out by density multiplied by area of cross section multiplied by velocity multiplied by time interval. Since this is happening during a given time interval, since and also we are finding mass of fluid entering, not mass flow rate, that is rate of change of mass or rate of increase of mass. This is mass which is given by rho into A into V multiplied by time interval dt. So we get rho AV dt for the fluid, mass of fluid entering the stream tube at section 1 Now if mass of fluid leaving the stream tube at section 2 is considered, then it is the corresponding values of rho A and V and the time interval. Time interval is the same, but the properties are incremental. Now it is rho plus d rho multiplied by A plus dA multiplied by V plus dV into dt. And from this you can find out what is the increase of mass of the fluid between 1 and 2 dm. It is termed as dm. Dm now is the difference between the mass of fluid entering the stream tube at 1 and mass of fluid leaving the stream tube at section 2 and substituting this terms on the right hand side, we get expression for dm equal to minus AV into d rho plus rho V into dA plus rho A into dV dt. Or you can rearrange this equation as dm by dt. Now it is the rate of change of mass or rate of increase of mass is equal to minus of the term within the bracket. The term within the bracket is AV d rho plus rho V dA plus rho A dV. But for a steady flow, this mass flow rate is constant. There should not be any change in mass flow rate. dm by dt should be equal to 0, which reduces to AV d rho plus rho A dA plus rho V dV is equal to 0. So we have got this differential equation for steady flow. Dividing this equation throughout by rho AV, we get d rho by rho plus dA by A plus dV by V is equal to 0. Now integrating this equation, we get rho AV is equal to constant. This is called as one-dimensional continuity equation. If this equation is to be applied between sections 1 and 2, then since rho AV is constant, rho 1 A1 V1 should be equal to rho 2 A2 V2, which is called as mass flow rate m dot, that is expressed in kg per second. And considering an incompressible fluid or incompressible flow for which density remains the same, that is rho 1 is equal to rho 2, then we get rho 1 and rho 2 cancelled from LHS and RHS respectively. So we have A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2, which is called as discharge of fluid or volumetric flow rate of fluid, which is expressed in meter cube per second. And the relation between mass flow rate and discharge or volumetric flow rate is m dot is equal to rho q.